Favorite candidate, Mr. Ed Romaine, who we all are rooting for and making sure that he's going to be our next county executive. You know, this is, like I said, this is the second event that American Muslim of New York is hosting. The upcoming event after this would be on September 22nd at Muntaka Shah's house. So you'll all get the invitations. What the important part is that, you know, how we're doing it at different forums is to mobilize the community and not only do the fundraising part, which is very important, but to actually engage our fellow community members to come together and vote for what we believe is going to be very important to our community. We interviewed both candidates for this position. And as a community, we have come to, as a collective community, we've come to a conclusion that the best candidate for our community would be Mr. Romaine. So without further ado, I would like to ask him to say a few words.
Thank you. As I was saying before, I think it's important that every community in this county has a voice, including the Muslim community. This is a growing community that really has been reached out in Suffolk County. As county executive, one of the first things we're going to do is copy our neighbor from Nassau County. And I think we have a gentleman here from Nassau County.
Thank you, sir.
And we're going to create a South Asian office and an advisory committee, a funded South Asian office where we have an appointed person, a secretary, we have to do. The one thing that has impressed me about this community is the amount of talent that is here. Most of the people are extremely talented people. They're entrepreneurs, they're professionals. They do a great job and they contribute to this county. And I don't think that is widely known. And we have to get that out there, make sure that we don't have any discrimination against anyone because of their religious beliefs or for any other reason. We have to accept one another. And the third thing we have to do is make sure that your community has an opportunity to participate in bidding on things and work for the county of Suffolk. Because to date, there's been very little work done for the county by members of the Muslim community. Now you would think, with almost 50,000 people in Suffolk County, that would not be the case, but it is the case. Government should make sure that every community has a voice in their government. Government should make sure that no one should be discriminated against because of their national origin or their religious background. And lastly, government should ensure that everyone has an opportunity to get work because the government requires products and services, and to have one community excluded, not the right thing. So these are not, this isn't rocket science. This is simple fairness and justice and the way the system should work. It's not a super duper platform. It's a simple platform that talks about involving the community. It talks about treating the community with respect. It talks about making sure that you have work, job, and business opportunities with the county of Suffolk. So that's what you'll be getting, and it will make sure that you will have a representative office in there like they do in Nassau County. And we're going to copy Nassau County in that regard. And you know why? Because this community is one of the fastest growing communities in the county of Suffolk.
Yes.
Currently, I've been the supervisor of Brookhaven Town for the last 11 years. I've been an elected official, both in the county and the town, for the last 38 years. If I'm elected, I will not have to guess what I have to do. I will not have to wonder. I'll be ready. But when I come, I want to do the right things. And the right thing is to include everyone. And your community has been excluded. So we want to include you. As supervisor, at the end of Ramadan for the last 2 years, we've opened Town Hall. And we've had a feast there. And last year, I'm happy to say, this year we had, I think, 400 people there. So we want to make sure your community is recognized, your holidays and your practices are acknowledged and respected. And that's all I can do. It's simple. It's but I do believe it will make a huge change in the way the Muslim community is welcomed and incorporated into Suffolk County. So I'm happy to take any specific questions you might have, if that's permissible.
Sure. I have a question. Is Suffolk County has a funding for the mosque? Because mosque, we have like 15, 20 mosques. One of them is Shahi Najaf Red.
Right.
We need some funding because there is something, there is a water leak and some construction. Do you have any kind of funds available for the religious centers, for the mosque?
We have funding for services that you might provide to the populace, but not specifically for religious buildings, because we have a doctrine that says we separate church and state. So we do not fund religious activities, but we do fund things like we will enter into contracts to provide services for seniors, services, food services, other things, social services, things of this nature, daycare, things of this nature, we will do. We don't do specific religious things.
Hi. So I have a question. Do you have any plans in place to bring, businesses from other states into the, Long Island or Suffolk County? Because most of the businesses are leaving Long Island. And that's why, it's becoming very difficult for people who are living over here to find jobs.
One of the things the county has to do is to promote itself as a place for businesses. I know you think most of the businesses are leaving, and some of them are, but a heck of a lot of new businesses are coming.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. In town of Brookhaven, we have applications for 1 million square feet warehouse space. 6 million. Now, I expect at least 4 million of that square feet will be built. If you ever go past the expressway at exit 66, you see it's all dirt, it looks like a desert. And they have an agreement with North Point. They're going to build 2.5 million square feet of warehouses. Trains will run in the middle of the warehouse to deliver goods. So we're getting a lot of people because what's west of us is filled up. So Brookhaven is seeing a lot of growth. But yes, should the county go and do TV ads in Pennsylvania, in New Jersey, in upstate New York? Absolutely. We should be recruiting business. We need more jobs. We have a lot of people here in this island that could do better if available. That would be the Industrial Development Agency, the IDA. And we have an IDA that goes out in this town and does it. The county has an IDA. They should be going to other states, upstate, other states, Connecticut, whatever, to recruit people to come to Long Island.
It's
We're-
like the way the patchwork has changed, the Ronkonkoma is changing too.
Yeah.
Those are the good things happening.
We're building at Ronkonkoma Hub. You saw all the buildings going up. There's a proposal to do the islip side of the tracks called Midway Crossing, which is a huge, big project. They're going to move the terminal of the airport to the north side, so the terminal is right next to the train station, so you can take the train to the plane. They're going to build life science buildings there. This is something that is coming. It's on the drawing board, and it's ready for approval, and you're going to see it move in the next year or two. And that's Midway Crossing, which will be right across the tracks from Ronkonkoma Hub.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm from Nassau County. Thank you very much for addressing all these issues. My question today is that we are seeing a great development in Nassau County. County Executive Bruce Blackman, he's encouraging the mega projects to come to Nassau County. As compared to Nassau County, Suffolk is one of the biggest county, I guess, in the United States. But we don't see anything happening with this present administration. There was no mega project, no development, with a lot of community. So if somebody wants to open a restaurant in Suffolk County, just forget it, because it's the process is so difficult as compared to Nassau County. So do you have any plans to help like small businesses, subsequent to his question, and big projects which can come to Suffolk County and attract a lot of other people to come and settle here?
Let me address it this way. Number one, what I want to do is create an office of small businesses. Small businesses account for 75% of the employees that work in Suffolk County. Right now, we're not helping small businesses. We don't have any programs to help lower their property taxes or their sales tax or anything else as incentives. We need to create incentives to do this. Without incentives, small businesses are struggling. They're not going to survive. We want someone who starts a business, that business successful, and grow that business. So I am going to create an office specifically of small business. Okay? Now we have a lot of resources here that people don't realize. At the State University in Stony Brook, there's something called the Small Business Development Office. They will help small businesses develop a business plan. They'll look at your finances. They'll give you advice. They have business counselors. We need to expand that program. People don't even know about it, and it's free. It's these type of activities that a small business development office can help promote throughout Suffolk County, number one. Number two, help small businesses compete by offering them an opportunity to provide services and goods to the county of Suffolk. Get on our bid list. Do that. And number three, the county should be promoting businesses to move to Suffolk County from the city, from Westchester, upstate, Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, come to Long Island. We got great beaches. We've got to make some changes because we have traffic, and believe me, if you're stuck in traffic, you know what I'm talking about. We've got to make our roads better. We've got to build our infrastructure. And to do some of that, we've got to get more sewers, because the health department creates all types of problems for people in terms of doing business in Suffolk County, even houses in Suffolk County. So we've got to get sewers, and we've got to get the health department to move faster than they're moving. They're very slow in getting permits out.
That's the point. Like in Nassau County, if you go to Hicksville, every Muslim halal business is going there because it's so difficult to open up a restaurant in Suffolk County. So when you'll come, inshallah, you'll cut the red tape and encourage, because the road is full of halal businesses.
Well, I see some halal business. I just was on 112. I saw halal food there on 112. So yes, first thing I would have to do for the health commission is a term appointment. I can't be there for a period of time. You call the health department in, call health commission. Health commission, show me your schematic for applying for a permit, how long it takes and the different steps. Yeah, the guy will not do that because he's probably on the public health side, but he doesn't understand the business side of health. So that's important. But very good questions.
So I just wanted to piggyback on small business because Ed has been doing a lot of work during this campaign. And one of the things we talked about was a business in Brentwood called La Estacion, which is a great halal food restaurant that many of us frequent. And what Ed's doing is fantastic, not only just for the South Asian and Muslim community from the perspective of giving us opportunities, but there's another component, an issue that's going on that all of us experience in Suffolk County, and that's safety right now. And, Ed has a very, very good working relationship with Suffolk County District Attorney Raymond Tierney. And many of you may not know, but the county executive gets an opportunity to appoint the Suffolk County Police Commissioner. And right now, many of those restaurants that we're talking about that potentially might want to come to Suffolk are dealing with issues of vagrancy and crime. It's a very common phenomenon. And so having a county executive who's not only going to support us with initiatives so that our small businesses can grow, but in an environment in which it's safe for us to go and participate, in our community. We don't want to be in a space where we effectively don't feel safe. And so I figured if you would be kind enough to touch on some of those points and why it's so important for you to be working with our great law enforcement partners.
Thank you. Ray Tierney's a friend and a big supporter of mine, and as I am of him. We are a huge supporter. In this campaign, every law enforcement agency in Suffolk County has endorsed my candidacy. And the simple reason is we need law and order. We see sometimes some of the things that are happening in the city of New York. We need law and order. We need to make sure that people are protected, that people are not discriminated against, not victimized, not terrorized. We don't need people vandalizing. We don't need vagrants hanging out. We need law and order in this county. That's why every law enforcement agency has endorsement. The Police Benevolent Association, the Superior Officers, the Detectives Association, the Correction Officers, the Deputy Sheriffs, the Suffolk County Police Conference, every law enforcement agency. They've listened to my opponent, they've listened to me, they understand the difference. I'm going to do what is right. I'm going to do what is right in our police department. Because you know what? We need God to hear our prayers. We definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm also a chaplain.
Ed, you are our super candidate, so it's not the issue anymore. But I would like to, I take a little bit of a break in questions and answers, but I would like to give an opportunity who's hosted this beautiful event. I would ask Tara to come and say a few words, and then I would like to go to the rest of the hosting committee to say a few words also.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum everyone, good evening, and thank you Mr. Ed Romaine and whole team of AMONY and my also team, my power. They all are here today, and all the honorable guests who are here, we invited in short terms and they all show up. Today everybody knows why we all here. We're doing the campaign and we're supporting Mr. Ed Romaine for his position for county executive. And I heard in community, I talked to a lot of people, and I found this thing, they all like him a lot. Yes. Because in past he is working very well, and he said very nice stuff about like what he gonna do for the community. And he knows the community problems, and he get an interest how he gonna make the people happy. So this is a very good thing and very positive, and we will support him inshallah, until the elections come, we can campaign for him. And now I'm gonna say my team, Raja Hassan, he gonna act like a president in power, and Hiba Deen, she's like a general secretary, and Amna Iftikhar, she's gonna be like senior vice president. We have a little group, and we've been working like 3 years, but now I think we're gonna open like little more things, and we can do work in community and show what is our power. Okay, Raja.
Tara is our most popular individual in the community, and I'm surprised that which is like 1/10 of what she normally has at everything. But I'm sure it's because of the traffic that got stuck.
Yeah.
If you have
They all
patience for
coming.
about half an hour, Ed, I
I got a lot of
guarantee you
texts
this
and they all
place will
coming.
be all packed. So, and that's the whole idea, of having these events at different forums, because each one of these, the audiences you're going to see different. You'll see about 4 or 5 common people every time, but you will see about 50 to 60 to 100 people. And the whole idea is to mobilize the community, to get them to get the word out, so we can get everybody to working, to getting you in the office. So it's very
I'm
important.
sorry, I'm gonna announce one more name. Salia, I'm gonna announce as the president, vice president. He also works with us, and he's doing a lot of things for the power group. Sayyid Mayor, he's the advisor.
To our humble abode. Well, first and foremost, welcome. Welcome to our house, and he's absolutely right. Miss Tyra Taj has been doing lots of work for our community for years now. She's done stuff overseas, she's done stuff within the community. She's very in tune with women's empowerment. That's kind of our main focus, and helping women that can't help themselves. Women who have a hard time, speaking the language. Women who have a hard time getting jobs. Women who have a hard time with even domestic violence that we don't hear about. It's unheard of. And they will reach out to her. They feel comfort with her. They feel in the sense that she's also an immigrant. She also came from a different country. And she also had all these struggles of making it here today. So I definitely thank everyone who has and will be showing up, and we are so excited to work with you, Mr. Ed, and we are excited to do great things for our community and hope to see lots of success in our future. Thank you.
Everyone, like Ms. Daira said, I will be working as a vice president with her. I'm very happy to be able to work because this is all about women empowerment, and I'm very passionate about it. I'm very happy that I have this platform to express my passion about this, and it's just not South Asian or Muslim women empowerment, it's women empowerment in general, minority, even, every woman. I do have a little bit of question for you. You wouldn't hear me there. I know that everybody here is talking about business and, for profit. I would like to touch, I'm a social worker, and I work for homeless prevention. Suffolk County, we have a huge problem of homelessness, and we have no grants to help the homeless people, even rental arrears. The grant that I work for will be ending in September. There is no grant throughout Suffolk County to help. And homelessness is a huge problem, and these people are going to be in streets, going to be crime, and there's going to be other problems. Has anybody spoken about what are we going to do with those people in the streets?
This is a huge problem, not only in Suffolk County, but throughout our country. If you're in this field, there are grants out there, state and federal grants to deal with homelessness. Why do you think the county hasn't applied for them? Where is the leadership to step up to deal with this problem? We have people that are squatters, that take over homes that are vacant, and the neighbors get upset. We have homeless sleeping under overpasses. We have homeless children sleeping and families sleeping in cars. And yet, we don't have a program to deal with that in the county of Suffolk. You have to ask yourself, who's asleep at the switch? Because there are grants out there and programs out there at the federal and state level that you can apply for to set up homeless programs. There are homeless veterans, people who've served in our military and protected our country, Should they be allowed to sleep on the streets?
No.
That should not be allowed. This county has not been aggressive enough in going after funding to protect the most vulnerable. When you look and you make a judgment about a government, don't look at how it treats its wealthiest and most successful. Look at how it treats its less fortunate. And if they don't show concern for that, for people truly in need, who don't have a roof over their head, there's something wrong. I know there are grants and programs out there. I'm just surprised that this county has not moved forward. And you don't see the newspapers writing about that. You don't see our county executive, he's leaving, so I wish him well, but, but you know what? What have you done for the people that most need your help?
Nothing.
You've got to ask yourself that. So I need people that are knowledgeable about the homeless crisis, because it's all over this county and every county in this country. And it's a shame, particularly for homeless veterans who also have other issues. And then you discover, when you deal with homeless people, there are other issues. Maybe an addiction, maybe alcoholism, maybe drugs. So I need people like you to work with me. Government is a person, it's a lot of people working together, doing the things that we need to do to make our society a better society. That's the whole goal. Guess what? No one's going to get out of this life alive. You're only here for a short time. So when you're here, why not do good? Why not do good? You're not going to look. My time's a lot shorter than most people here. I'm old, so I know that. So I don't have a lot of time left. But in the time I have left on this earth, I'd like to do some good before I leave. And I hope at the end of the day, I wind up at the end of this life in a better life. By doing the good here, I get repaid in my next life.
Thank you so much, and I love this man. I would like to invite Rashid Soleri to say a few words. I would like to give an honor to all our host committee members.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Today, and the last fundraiser we had at Brother Ida's house, everything I heard and everything I come to know has been music to my ears. There's so many programs, so many things that I see that you have done for our community, and you're in process and you're promising. It's all beautiful. Thank you. So I hear us a lot of people talking about helping the small businessmen. Especially we talked about the restaurants. So I am in the restaurant industry. So one of the issues that we have right now that we're facing is one of the major expenses that is killing our restaurants is the cesspools, okay, the waste management. There is no strict regulation on these companies who are coming out and pumping the cesspools. We have no idea how many thousands of gallons they're pumping. We just get a bill, one after the other, and we have no way of checking that. As a matter of fact, one of the companies that used to service my restaurants, I fired them, caught them red-handed. They would pump somebody else and come and drop in my cesspools, and then pump mine out. And if they're pumping 1,000 gallons, they send me a bill for 4,000 gallons. And I caught them. My water bill was less than the gallons they pumped out.
That's fraud. That's theft. You've got to crack down on that. And a lot of times people in your community are a lot about shy about law enforcement. We got to go after the bad guys. Got to go after the bad guys. if this is being done to you, it's being done to others.
Yeah.
We've got to go after the bad guys. Unfortunately, in this life, not everyone's a good guy. And obviously, the people pumping your cesspool are not good guys, okay? They're thieves. They're charging you for services they're not providing. That's fraud. We will have not only our district attorney, the one thing we don't have now that we should have, that we used to have, that I am strong for, is a consumer affairs department. Because the average consumer, you, in your restaurant, should be treated fairly, and if someone cheats you, you should be able to file a complaint that should be investigated, and these people should be brought up on charges. You should not have to put up with this. This is wrong. Stay in touch with me on this.
With the practical solutions. Grant money for restaurants to connect to this. You know, security for the police. These are matters that are important to us. So I urge each one of you, you know, when you, the idea over here is not to just interact and then just go home. The idea is we need to mobilize our fellow community members. When you leave over here, you need to talk, we need to be talking, you need to be repeating of the issues, the discussion that we had over here. And why is this so important for this man to be in the office? It is so much more critical for our community to understand this. If we don't, and if we sit on the sideline, then we are going to suffer. So this is very, very important, guys. So it has to be a mission within ourselves to make sure that this man gets elected. So, anyway, case, I would like to ask our dear friend Chaudhry Saab to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for honored guest at Romaine. We know more than 11 years at Romaine experience, and also whatever he said that word, that 100% he did, and also for Muslim. The only in the Suffolk County, town of Brookhaven, they have 9 mosques, and all the time, if any mosque, anybody need help, we go to Ed Romaine all the time, help, and he's leading also that the whole NASA and Suffolk first Muslim cemetery, that Ed Romaine and Dan Panko helping, they come first in a Suffolk County, East Mauritius Muslim cemetery, that all go to credit. 2 men only, hard work, Ed Romaine and also Dan Panko. And please now time, everybody we supporting Ed Romaine and Dan Panko, please we go now, knock on door, also call people and open heart and write it down check, and we 100% behind and try to best all across the board go to Republican Party. But if in case anybody say something, especially we work very hard that as a county executive at Romaine, and the biggest town is a town supervisor, they come in future, that Dan Panko. So please work hard, knock on door, also ballot paper, also call, so we try to best, and please everybody that we request. And Ed is our leader, future county executive, and Dan Panko is our future that town supervisor. Thank you very much, sir. All the time yours.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Romaine, for coming here. You know, and first I congratulate, Tara for arranging such a wonderful event. Whatever Ed is saying, I agree with him because he's against Islamophobia. Also, he's supporting small businesses. And I'll give you like an example. 3 years back, I was like walking outside my house. A car stopped next to me, and the guys told me like, go back to your country. And I was like, I don't know what he's trying to say, And I was thinking, maybe I chose a little wrong place to stay. Maybe, Long Island, I'm not sure. But, after seeing what Mr. Ed said, I think he's going to support us, and we should vote for him.
Sarah and her team talked about Power NGO, but I don't think everybody realized what happened. This was a soft inauguration of a new NGO coming, which is by the name Power. And Tara is the founding member of that. And you heard the different designated positions that will be working for that. So, but this is like a soft opening. I know there's an event coming up in Queens soon, where we a formal inauguration of that event. So thank you, Tara.
Mayor want to say something.
So I have with my cloud a local celebrity. I would like to invite Amr to say
a lot of people have said a lot of things. Tomorrow is literature drop in every town of Suffolk County. So please, any town that you live in Suffolk County, you have to go to your local office, Republican office, and help the team do the literature drop. That's, Ed's obviously on top of it, but there is a whole, slate of people, all the Republican candidates on it, and we need your help. So please go out to your local Republican office and help the team secure this for us. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to congratulate Tyraji for opening up the house for Ed, and also it's not possible without the leadership of Ijaz Bukhari and Sarwar Sahab, AMONY. Big round of applause for Power and AMONY. I'll be very quick. Since I have experience, I'm working in Nassau County. I can just recall when Bruce was running for the election campaign as county executive, and he came to the Muslim community event. Everybody came out and supported, and he won with that short margin. But what I can remember from that event, that he made promises with the Muslim community. And unfortunately, we had a very bad experience from our Democratic friends. We never have those promises fulfilled. We only have pictures with them. So what Bruce promised, actually Bruce not only fulfilled those promises, but also he created a bridge of friendship between the Republican Party and the Muslim community. And we are hoping that Mr. Ed Romaine is the same leader of same character, and he is the leader. He will going to fulfill his promises, and we have all your trust on you, sir. Yes. Big round of applause for Ed Romaine.
Assalamu alaikum. It's really an honor. First of all, I want to thank you, Nawab Dean and his wife and family. Open the doors of your house for all of us, and especially for Ed Romaine. When I moved in 1986, there was only one mosque in whole Brookhaven town, and that was Sendon Mosque. Slowly and gradually, the way the community grew in the front of my eyes, I have seen so many people, so many families moved in. And as I said last time, that previously when people ran for election, they usually look for two eyes, not these two eyes, but letter I. And that was for Irish and Italians. But lately, when I was sitting with some strategies and we were talking about the demographics and the election future of this community, now they are saying that there is a component also add to that, and now it is IIM. And the Muslims are moving in the direction where the people who are watching the game, who are watching the elections, and those who are strategists and the demographic statics controllers, they are talking about our community now. So this is the opportunity for us to be a part of the menu or to be a part of the chair on the table. This is the chance. Actually, I will appreciate AMONY doing so many programs, and my brother Ijaz Bukhari is so active in this program that he has given an opportunity to almost every corner of this county to be a part of this election. It never happened before. A good round of applause for AMONY and my brother Ijaz Bukhari.
Assalamu alaikum. So first of all, thank you very much, Saharaddin, to conduct a wonderful event and wonderful people. So I would like to say, whatever he say from his heart, and I hope when he will come, he will do that thing. And as we have a lot of skilled people, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, we have a lot of businessmen who can help you out to build a community, and we are here to help the community. So thank you very much for your support. Thanks.
Good evening and Assalamu alaikum to everyone and MC.
I would like to special thanks to Tahraddin and Nawab. We hear that there's a woman behind every successful man, and luckily I'm one of them. But you will see a few women successful. There is a man behind a woman, and that man is the Nawabai who make it work. Tahrabadi is a very active member of our society. He's always there when somebody is needed. That's her simple definition. She works with the many organization, very proactive. And now the power. Power is a very unique idea. Nobody had brought up in our society before. And I think it's not only the woman, the man should join the power too. Because the societies, men do not bring the society uplift. The women, they uplift the society. Especially for Pakistan society, we really need to uplift the woman. If you uplift the woman, then your family, your friend, your society, they will be uplifting automatically. So Tahrabadi, we always with you. We will make all our best efforts, make the power, and give a big boost to the power.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I know Mr. Romaine has to go to another event. And so thank you all for coming. And there's going to be dinner served after this.
Thank you everyone who's here today. I want to say one more thing again. We should support at Romaine, and I think we need to, myself I'm going to say I'm going to go door to door, or I'm going to say people to support him, because he's really good for our community, and he really saying things which is very positive, and this gonna be bring like a lot of things need to be changed and fixed. What we need to be fixed in our country and community.
We're in Center Reach here with a great group of people that have come out, that are interested in the future of this county, that are working hard, and it's just a pleasure to be here. I had a great time. This gentleman is a leader. This guy is working hard, and this lady is helping all the women in the community. I've got to tell you, I am so impressed tonight. It is a pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to working with all of these that are here tonight to help make Suffolk a better place to live for all of us.
Also, sir, announced that some cemetery, so making the cemetery in the
Right. One of the things we discussed is getting a cemetery, a Muslim cemetery, so we can bury our dead in this community and not have to go anywhere else. So we are working on that and many other issues. So, great night, tremendous. Please say a few words.
All what I can say, it is so important to have this man in the office, because as we get to know him more, we know that this man is the best person for our community. If we have to look after the interests of our community and for our children and our future, this is the man. I would say I would urge to each one of my fellow community members to make sure to come out on November 7th and vote for this man, because this is the guy who's going to get us to where we need to go. Thank you.
Sir, I hope you will win, and if you win, it's the fastest growing community in Nassau and Suffolk, South Asian, especially Pakistani community. I asked same question to Bruce Blackman, and he win now. He have 4 big Pakistani and Muslim people on his cabinet. How about you? We have a before Imam, before he was a part of the cabinet. What do you think? If you win, do you think you're going to hire, or you're going to have a few Pakistani or Muslim in your cabinet?
Absolutely. You know why? Because you're looking for the best and the brightest. And when you look for the best and the brightest, and you have so many professional people in your community that have done so many things, why would I not have someone from this community have a voice in our next government?
How about the graveyard, as a Muslim graveyard? We have been struggling for last 10 years. Every executive promise and every executive go, but the problem is never solved.
I'll leave it to this gentleman to explain what we've worked on and in the last year.
thank you very much, Mr. Supervisor, and whatever he promised he did, and supervisor did with Ed Romaine and Dan Panko, and they're making a cemetery, first Muslim cemetery. They're making 30 acre, 35,000 plot, and hope for best next year they can start that we can bury their people. And thank you for Ed Romaine, your help, and we all Muslim, NASA and Suffolk community all appreciate and they fully support you. Thank you, sir.
To be county executive has promised a few other things, like he has promised a Southeast Asian community office within his, Suffolk County, as well as he is talking about a community center for Muslims. So there are a whole bunch of other things that we believe that this gentleman is going to deliver. Thank you all for everything.